they just take aim at literally everyone. And of course, they're going to go after this guy who is truly so easily offended by anyone and will get mad at someone like Rosie O'Donnell for saying something about them.
Did you see South Park? What did you think? My first thought was like, oh, they're going to do this. They're going to attack Trump. But as I'm going to show you, I think they did a great job. I love South Park and their writing and their genius. And, I think they do such a great job of, like, whether you agree or disagree with their politics or their takes on certain things, they do a really good job of breaking down complex issues and making fun of everyone involved in a way that you can laugh at. And I think one of the people who kind of summarized this episode better than most was Bridget Phetasy. So I'm going to show you some of her commentary and we'll talk about it. Her show Dumpster Fire, she does a lot of really, really good work. And this is an example of that. So let's listen to Bridget for a second.
And so what's their point in PC Principal's conversion? I think there were a few points. One was that it really wasn't a huge leap for his character, since wokeism is very much already a religion. Going from woke warrior to evangelical is really just going to a different church, but keeping the same preachiness.
So I thought this was such a great point, because if you saw the episode, basically what happens is Cartman wakes up and he's upset that woke is canceled and NPR is over because he used to laugh at the Jews and people on it. And then PC Principal becomes Power Christian Principal. So the analogy she makes here, I think, is really great, because it kind of explains how deep, these guys think.
Not really changing much about your tone. It's just content. The other, that everything is upside down. We're all stuck in an inception dream without a totem. The right is now leading the culture. The left have become the purity police. And even that commentary feels dated. And it's only been 6 months since the shift really took place. There are already factions falling apart, coalitions breaking up, horseshoes uniting. Everything is inverting. It's a dream inside a dream.
Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
That's how fast everything moves now. One day your principal is woke, the next he's threatening to expel you if you don't accept Jesus. Who knows where he'll be by the end of the season? Probably my favorite moment in the entire episode, other than when, the talking Trump penis, obviously, is when Randy is talking to a sycophantic chat GPT in bed next to his wife.
It's really nice to have someone to talk to about all this.
Let me know if there's any other way I can help.
These guys are really just geniuses. They're so good at, Trey is so good at weaving every single relevant thing in the zeitgeist back into one story. Although I will say there's one thing that I would have added if I was writing this, and it's when Power Christian PC Principal was talking to the kids, or one of the kids, and he said, it's 2025, nothing is illegal anymore. I would have had some kind of janitor working in the background who got iced at exactly that moment. With no commentary on it.
That's a great ad.
I would have just had like this ice coming in and taking out.
And that actually, she should be a writer for South Park, because that's actually really good. And that's the type of Monty Python quick humor I could see them executing. Like, he's talking to him and all of a sudden, you got these guys run in and grab the janitor and deport him. So the overall point I think that she made too, that I really love, that Bridget made about the show. And since I can't show clips from the show, I guess it's just good to show commentary of some level that's not my own. And add my own, but she made, I thought, what I thought was the greatest point in her summary here, and I'm just gonna play it and shut the fuck up, because.
And what's hilarious is that the whole episode is commentary on South Park's place in the world now. Like, what even is their role when anyone can just say retard on the internet? Some of us never stopped. And let's not forget Donald Trump, who comes into this episode using Saddam Hussein's voice and even sleeping with Satan the way Saddam used to.
You remind me more and more of this other guy I used to date, like a lot.
I love you. Cozying up to a scorned, angry, bitter, jealous Satan. Many references were made to his small penis, of course, and that he's suing everyone he disagrees with and terrifying the media into praising him. I assume they used Saddam's personality for this to draw a comparison with Trump as a dictator. And it's very South Parkian to do so. They just take aim at literally everyone. And of course, they're going to go after this guy who is truly so easily offended by anyone and will get mad at someone like Rosie O'Donnell for saying something about them. Ultimately,
Yeah, that's, I think, what I got from it more than anything is South Park likes to piss people off, and they're like, oh, this guy will sue anyone. Let's see if we can get him to attack us. Also, it's good for business. Like, if they can offend him to the point where he reacts, it makes them look like, oh, yeah, like that's what they do. They push buttons of the powerful people, you know? So I think it's genius in that maneuver. And, you know, they just always have the best commentary.
PC principal brings Jesus back to the school, and Jesus eventually warns everyone to stop pushing the envelope or they were going to cancel South Park, pointing to Stephen Colbert as an example. A great moment where Jesus was talking like this through his teeth.
I didn't want to come back and be in the school, but I had to because it was part of a lawsuit.
Afterward, they negotiate a settlement with Trump, who had sued the town, and it all ends with South Park agreeing to pay millions of dollars and run 50 PSAs in favor of Trump. This led directly to an unsettling AI-created video of a naked and obese Trump running through a desert, collapsing, and then having his penis talk to him.
Trump. His penis is teeny tiny, but his love for us is large.
I'm sure we can post it since the guys at South Park made it available to download. They want them out.
That's a brilliant move.
It was surreal and also amazing and deeply creepy. Every time I think South Park has peaked, they reach a new level of zero fucks that was previously unknown to man.
I haven't even begun to peak. And when I do peak, you'll know. Because I'm going to peak so hard that everybody in Philadelphia is going to feel it.
I am continuously impressed at their ability to do that. They didn't go into Epstein as much as I thought, but it is early in the season. We've got a long way to go. There's a ton of things to say about the story and their narrative and satirical point, and maybe I'll break some of it down in a more serious, like, you want that from us? You want me to go into like breaking something down story by story and talking
She's getting to the
about
point.
it? Because I will fucking do it. Don't you dare me to do it, but I will. I will start doing serious breaking down of South Parks and why they're brilliant. It will be my bread and butters. I don't want to lose sight of the real takeaway. Matt and Trey are still able to make fun of enough things simultaneously that people don't even know when they're the target. Look no further than liberals applauding this episode that skewers Trump while gratuitously saying faggot and retarded throughout.
Who's the retarded faggot in the White House?
That's right. The left is giving standing ovations for this. It's like when Robert Downey Jr. was nominated for an Oscar for his role in Tropic Thunder, where he wore blackface. He was doing an unforgivable sin, but they wanted to give him an award because they failed to realize he was making fun of the very people who would have nominated him.
What do you mean, you people?
This is, to me, the signature of real satire. So funny that you're laughing even if it's at your own expense. That is what makes them brilliant.
Yes. And I thought Bridget did a great job of summing up what was great about the most recent South Park episode. Just so many layers of genius to Matt and Trey, and they always bring it, whether you agree with their politics completely or not.